Well, hello again and welcome to our reading of Acts of the Apostles. We're up to chapter 7 and verse 35. So this is still in the middle of this speech of Stephen. So this Moses, whom speaking Santo, this is from Nehemiah, they denied, so whom they denied saying, or literally having said, and then we get repeated the quotation from above, who appointed you as ruler and judge. This man, this is picking up this teuton up here, God, apostelken, has sent, so this is perfect from apostello, has sent as leader, and Leutrotrain is a liberator. This is the first declension masculine noun, Leutrotes. So liberator, it's got that luo root in there of releasing. So as liberator, with the hand of the angel, who the one having appeared to him in the bush. So we get a genitive here after angelou, the angel, and then in apposition to that, the one having been seen literally by him. So the one who appeared to him, having been seen, both translations are okay. This is the aorist passive root, the ophthane, the aorist passive from horao. We get opt. That opt root is, which we get in things like optometry and so on, is here as well in this. We just deaspirate these two. So it's off the one having been seen by him in the bush. Hutos, this man, led them out. So this is referring to Moses, of course, having made portents and signs, teratakai semea. These often go together in the New Testament. Signs and wonders, portents and signs in the land, in the Egyptian land, and in the Erythra, the Red Sea, and in the desert for 40 years. So at this stage, that would make him 120. This is Moses, who, the one having said to the sons of Israel, God, Anastase, this is from anhistemi, will raise up. It's also the word for resurrection, but here it's just raise up. God will raise up for you a prophet from your brethren, hos eme, like eme me. This is yet another use of the word hos, meaning like, so like me. This is the one who was in the assembly in the desert with the angel, and then in apposition to that we get a present participle. This is all in the genitive in apposition for angelou, the one speaking to him on the mountain of Sinai. It doesn't decline, so it's just Sinah. It's here, it's a genitive, I suppose, but it's probably best to think of it as just a name. So on the Mount of Sinai, so Mount Sinai, and of our fathers, who edexatot received logia sonta, literally living oracles. So this, I think, refers to the Ten Commandments. Living oracles to give to us. Dunai from didomi. Hoi uk ethalasen hup e kooi genes thy hypateres hemon. Our fathers were not willing genesthai to be, hup e koos, it's connected with that verb hup akuo, hupakuo is to obey, and it takes a dative. This is the adjective here. So they were not, they did not want to be subject hoi to him. Allah, but this is from that apotheo. It's apotheomai in the middle in the New Testament. The verb is otheo, and here it's in the middle. They rejected. They pushed him away. So they rejected him, and estraphesen. Well, they turned back, or they turned. This is from strepho. It's actually passive, so they were turned. En tais cardiais, in their hearts, to Egypt. Having said to Aaron, Moses' brother, of course, poieson, imperative, from poieo, aorist imperative, so make for us gods who pro porusontai, this is from pro plus poruamai, and it's a future, who will go ahead of us. For this Moses, who, ex-ag again, from ex-ago, this is the aorist, ag again from ago, who led us out from the land of Egypt, we do not know what has happened to him. Remember in the story, he goes up on Mount Sinai and he's there for some time, and then the Israelites say, where is he? And then they tell Aaron to make false gods for them. Kai emoskopoiesin. Now this verb must be extremely rare, because a moskos is a calf, and there's poio. So they made a calf in those days, and an agagon, they brought up sacrifice to the eidolon. Now an eidolon is a ghost in classical Greek, but here it's just idol. The original meaning of it, I think, was an eidolon was a ghost, an image. And ephrainontot, euphrainontot, it's to make glad their phrain, their mind, and its middle. And so they were gladdened, they were very happy in the works of their hands. From care, genitive there. But God, estrepsen, he handed them over and gave them over, latruain, to serve, literally the army of heaven, often rendered as the host of heaven. It's a strange expression to say here. So God turned them over and handed them over to serve the host of heaven, as it is written in the book of the prophets. And we get a quotation here, I think it's from Jeremiah, from the Septuagint. We get may plus a question, so surely you did not pros einenkate, this is from pros plus that einenk root, from the aorist from Pharaoh, you did not bring to me sphagia, literally slaughters and sacrifices. Sphagia is from spasdo, to slaughter. So these are animal offerings, and thusias, well, other sorts of offerings, sacrifices, for 40 years in the desert, O house of Israel. And analabete, and you literally you took up the skene, the tent, so often translated as tabernacle, but the tent or tabernacle of Moloch, which is one of these Middle Eastern gods, and literally the star of your god Rephan. The tupois, this is something like the images which you made to worship them. Proskuneo takes a dative. Kai met oikio. Now this is an interesting word here. This is what's known as an Attic future. The verb is met oikisto. And instead of getting a normal future where this would turn into a sigma, you get what's known as an Attic future, which is it's really a it really does this. It becomes met oik ki eso, and then what happens is the sigma drops out and you get a contraction. So even though it's starting out as an isdo verb, you're getting here what's known as an Attic. It's called an Attic future is the fancy name, because it's what happens in Attic Greek in particular, with so many of these futures from verbs with zeta in the stem. So met oikio, so it is future here. It's almost causative. I will cause you to wander. Ep ekena is one of these strange pseudo prepositions meaning beyond. So beyond Babylon. The Septuagint and the Hebrew in fact say Damascus here, the quotation being from Amos 5, which is why this is not bolded. He's put something different to what was in the Septuagint. And that's probably a good place to finish there, that section.